And we are live. Welcome, welcome everyone. ChatGDG episode 26 with yet another amazing guest, a friend, Andreu. How are you? Thank you for being here.
Hello, Stefano. Thank you. I'm well. And you?
Yeah, I'm very well. Thank you. Really, really excited for this live with yourself. So, as we often do in here, why don't you introduce yourself for the people watching this?
Repeat
Why don't you introduce
myself.
yourself? Yeah, for the people watching this.
I say repeat because I have the streaming also there, and I didn't remember to mute it.
Ah,
So
okay.
suddenly maybe you listen to two times your voice. So introducing myself is something a little bit complicated. I don't know if you remember when we have the opportunity last January to be in Singapore with the other
Yeah,
activity from Google. Then as a funny moment with our colleagues Alfredo and Natalie, I bring plenty of hats. Do you
yeah,
see
yeah, yeah.
me?
I remember that. Yeah.
I bring four hats just to start to getting out one hat after the other. So, but for the community thing about Google developers. I ran with other colleagues, of course, since 2013, I think. The GDG Lleida. Lleida is that city that is on the photo behind me, on the artificial background. It's a city, I would say, near Barcelona. Everyone knows Barcelona. Not
Yeah.
everyone knows Lleida. Lleida is a 1 hour trip from Barcelona in the north of Spain, in Catalonia. And GDG Lleida is, I would say, a small group because we are 130,000 inhabitants in the city, so it's a small city. But then also since the very beginning, I have the idea of developing some kind of what I call umbrella for all the groups in Spain. We are something like about around 40 different groups in Spain now, GDG groups. And then I ideated that idea of the GDG Spain.
Yeah.
That GDG Spain is something like umbrella where all the groups can go under if they want. If they want, it's not a must. So suddenly we organize things together. It can be one, two, three, or plenty of different groups, and then we have something like I would say a bigger audience to make to be on the photo to because the original idea was that we were doing plenty of things like individual groups in every city, I would say, in every region. But then in the whole, I mean, I will say in the whole country, and as a big aspect, nobody knows us. So the point is that GDG Spain is now, after many years, I would say a well-known brand in the developers community in Spain, in the whole thing, not only in the Googles but around. And it's because we are now something like a speakerphone talking about what we do in a global way.
That's very interesting, actually, and that's why you've got GDG Spain in your headline over there. That's pretty interesting, also pretty clever, because as you correctly said, instead of being many smaller groups, you are trying to join forces, because this is what you do, right? Can you explain it to me? Because we are in the UK, we still don't do that. We still are our single chapters. We collaborate quite a lot among us, which is great. GDG London, GDG Cloud London. Also, we have really good friends with GDG Glasgow. Loves all the people there. Shout out to them. But we don't really have this GDG nation-wise, as you do. So, how logistically, how does it work?
Well, actually, it's not anything complicated because the idea is that uh, most, I would say, I don't know in England, I don't have the data, but I would say in Spain, I would say 99% of the groups, if we are 38, are not official groups in the sense of having some kind of association behind. I mean, most of the groups are just people that come together, and at some point they approach Google. Google acknowledge what they do, and they start to be someone, GDG, wherever. But most of the groups do not have something like a official association behind, because that's difficult. You need money. You need to go to the alliance. You go to the register. It's
Yeah,
difficult.
so yeah, okay.
So I would say that we even don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. For the reason, when I say GDG Spain is an umbrella, it's because you can take the umbrella. I don't remember if it's still raining a lot in London. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah, it kinda is. It kinda
oh
is,
good,
unfortunately. Yes, not
good.
the best weather. Hmm.
Good. So when I say umbrella, I mean that you can take the umbrella and be under the umbrella, or you cannot take the umbrella. So there are different groups that want most of their events are made standalone in their own city or their own region, and then at some point we make some kind of events that are or projects that are cross regions. Imagine, for example, you will understand or the audience so fast when Google tell us let's do DevFest. That is the thing
Yep.
that we have to start to sing now after we did Google I/O. Uh, um, Google I/O, whatever
Extended,
extended, because now we have the other one in Berlin that will come.
which
That
is,
is called the Connect.
Connect.
So, and there are a few more. There are plenty of Google I/Os. So you can do it by yourself. You can join forces with other groups, and then if you want, you can take the umbrella of GDG Spain. What means taking the umbrella? It's simply, it means that the I would say a little bit more powerful way of communication that GDG Spain has created with the many times. We have a larger GDG YouTube channel with not too much, 1,500, but more than
Wow. Yeah.
other people. And you know that you cannot start to making long videos, if you don't have at minimum, I don't remember the number of followers in YouTube. Then or social networks also have several thousands of followers. So if they want, they can use the power of communication, just mentioning GDG Spain in whatever actuation. And then, for example, when DevFest will come, at some point, several of the groups in Spain will say, okay, let's do our local thing, local event, but then let's do something like regional or for the whole country. And then at this moment is when GDG Spain enters. They act under this umbrella, and the power of communication of this umbrella is for all the groups behind the umbrella.
So you would, I mean, clearly, provide the firepower of, the website, the big audience, just to, convey that message. But you've also, this is just a guess, you would also provide the expertise because
Yeah,
people
because
such as yourself, you've been
no,
into this game
I
since
just
a long
finished.
time.
I just finished. Let me tell you a number. I don't want to call me a YouTuber. I am not, because I don't want to be on this I will say naming convention. But today I finished a report that I wanted to do for many, I will say, months. Until today, I have done more than 1,200 streamings. 1,200.
What?
1,200. 1,200.
That's insane.
So those are
Wow.
available in the GDG Spain channel or in my own channel for the GDG, the local
Yeah.
staff, and also for the other communities, because maybe we will enter on this later. I am next to the Google ecosystem, developers ecosystem, in many other ways that are only on the GDG. So this is the thing about wearing different hats.
That's
I do many other questions. So not bad. 1,200 different streamings.
not too shabby. Congratulations. I say, wow.
Well, yeah, thank you for the congratulations. I am thinking 1,200. Oh man, what
It's
what a way
it's
to
a
lose your
lot.
time.
It's a lot. So
Yeah,
1,200, we're talking about one streaming per day for more than three
but let
years.
me let me let me turn the roles now. Stefano, you are the host here. I'm the MVD, but let me turn the role. So why do you do this ChatGDG, that lovely ChatGDG? Why?
For fun, because I just have fun. I love inviting people that I know over and have a chat and just to not only chatting with them, but try to convey a little bit of a message out there. That's
So
it.
you and I, we share, I will say, the same ideas. We do that first. I don't want to put the fun on the very first. I will say to know people,
Hmm.
to share the knowledge
Yep.
is something we have on the GDGs and on the DNA of the GDGs, but not for other things. I don't want to. I'm not interested at all in that any of the streamings. I just jumped from another stream of the GDG Spain. We finished with my colleagues 20 minutes ago. And maybe this streaming will be seen by 40 persons. I would say I don't care. Of course, if those will be 4,000, it will be nicer. But I don't care about the number of viewers, because for me, this is another way to do that, tighten the relationships between the persons. The persons that are on the chat, on the streaming, click whatever, and then the persons that view it in the very first step. Not we are not doing the streamings for getting a bigger audience and they listen to us talking about, I don't know, about Flutter, for example. It's not the main goal of the streamings of the GDG Spain, for example. It's more about working the community, having an agenda where you will find the other people, you will chat with them, you will share your opinions and whatever live with the public, and also on the behind, because behind the curtains usually having more stuff that in front of the
Yes.
streamings, in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pre-show and after in the post-show.
That's it. Yeah, it's also a way to connect people, right? To be connected and connect people. This is what we do.
And
If we were doing that for money, we would be
this
out
was,
of luck. Because
yeah, this was something that people started to do on the pandemic. We did start years and years before the
yeah.
pandemic, because we were also, let's add to the fun thing. Let's add, at least for me, the technology side. I am a technologist, so I like to start to continually learn technology. So at some point, I threw myself. I have to learn how to do streamings, and then suddenly I have done 1,200 streamings. Not bad, and not
Yeah.
in the sense of this kind of situation we are, Stefano. You just launch StreamYard. You have a nice camera at home. You have a mic with nice voice. But I do plenty of. I will say I have something like 12 different um, models, and I have documentation because I document this learning in the technical part, how to go to a place and do an event outside. And there are many different kinds of events where you have, maybe imagine, 3 persons doing a chat like you and me are
Oh,
doing today. But maybe in other ways, there are persons coming in via Meet. It's kind of hybrid. Sometimes we will do it recorded and we edit it and we launch it. Sometimes, most of the times, we'll be live streaming like
yep.
this one. Everything requires a different technology and a different approach. So for me also, I will say that the learn curve for me personally and my colleagues, because I am now in the chat, but GDG Spain's streamings are a team, something like 15 persons, that we have many
Yeah.
different programs, and we do that every, I would say, a week or 2 weeks. We have, well, yesterday I have two, today I have one plus yours. Tomorrow we have another one that we
Oh,
call
wow.
it the GDE show, that is also in English and for the world. So we have many.
Nice. I didn't know. So you've got, because I know that you've got one in clearly, I mean Spanish, but you also have one in English. You are saying now.
I would say that hundreds of these 1,200 hundreds are in English. Let's go in this, because one point is talking about communities. We have, of course, like in England or in any country of the world, we have many Google developer experts, GDs. And then something like 3 years ago, I started another show. Just when we go out of the pandemic, I started another show with my colleague Victor Sanchez, that is GD and Web Technologies.
Mm.
He's a Mallorca from Spain person, but he lives in California now, in the US. And we have a show that was specifically tied to make promotion of the Google developer experts. And then we interview one Google developer expert. And of course, this is in English, because
Yeah.
When we interview someone from Spain, even the program is in English, just to get the idea of the GDE being a world program. And then also we have many other, I don't want to call them podcasts. We did podcasts in the audio sense in the past, but always were video streamings next to extracting the audio and putting it on the whatever networks audio
Mhm.
podcasts were. But for our communications are streams with video. Then I ran also. This is the shirt I wear today. Since many years ago, I would say, I'm starting to get a little bit older on this stuff.
Mm.
Something like I started in 2008. That's
Wow.
lots more years ago. I started to have a relationship with Google before the GDG thing. Even in 2008, there were no GDGs. There
Oh
were
no.
other kind of things, Google groups, whatever. Yeah, and those were a few in the world. But I started to have my I would say tighter relationship with Google that is nothing related with it. It's more related to Google Earth. I would say, an expert on the Google Maps geo thing. Not too much people is on this area. I'm with the Google Geo team since 2008. I've been doing many projects for myself and for Google directly and for other people, and mainly because I run an open source community that is a world community that we develop software applications and around this Google Geo stuff, it being Google Earth, Google Maps, and Google whatever technologies, Google Street View, and so on, a specific technology. And then this is under open source project called Liquid Galaxy. And I run this for the whole world. Next to, of course, always more colleagues. We are at this moment we're something like 45 persons running the program in 16 different countries. And at this moment, we have around something like a couple of thousand contributors to the code base in around the world.
Wow.
So
Okay.
this is the reason we do many other streamings in English, because those are others for the whole community we have around the world.
Okay, that's very interesting. I'm learning, lots of things. That's why it's important to do this kind of live streams, because you actually get to know people much better. So this is just another thing in which you were, connected to Google. So you mentioned clearly you're not just a GDG organizer, but what are all the things in which you feel that you are
I will
connected
add.
to
I
Google?
will add only as a main question. So I have relationships with the Geo thing. I have the relationship with the GTG's stuff. I am not GD, not GD. I never applied to the program. I'm not interested at all. But what I am is, I would say that there are something like, I'm not sure about this number. I think there are something like 1,000 Google woman maker ambassadors in the world. A few of them are men, and I am one of them.
Same. Yeah.
You two are, Stefano, I
Mhm.
didn't remember, sorry. So we are a few men that are in the
Yeah.
program with this role, and since many years ago, so I will say something like 7 years now, we entered the program first with a local chapter, Women Makers Lleida, that if you go to the web, your viewers go to the web, there are something like 7 girls and then me. And then I apply also for the Women Maker Ambassador, and I am both co-lead with my other colleagues on the Women Maker local chapter, and then also Women Maker as an individual role.
Wow, yeah, that's impressive. You pretty much have it almost all, right? The one that really miss you is the GDSC to be
No,
a
not
student.
really, not really. Let's talk about GDC if you want. And
Uh-huh.
I have to mention now my colleague Irene Ruiz. Irene is I would say one of the persons that have jumped the GDSC community in Spain. She's also a GDG organizer. Of course, she's a Women Makers ambassador. Everything in Google. GDG, GDSC, Women Maker, not GD. And I would say next to Irene, I've been doing pretty much support for the GDSC groups in Spain. You know that GDSC is a very different program
Yeah.
from Google. If you want, I can make a short explanation to your audience. GDSC are Google Developer Standing Clubs, that are groups that are built in a university. I mean, this in London there can be many GDSCs because those are tied to a university. In a city there are many universities. There can be one group for each university. In Madrid, for example, we have something like 5. In Barcelona, we have 3. In Girona, we have only 1. In Lleida, we have 0. So the point is that I help a lot. I will say my colleague Irene, and then I built 3 years ago also, we create together the GDSC streamings. And then what we do is the same thing that with GD Spain. We have something like a monthly program when we bring some GDSC leads from different GDC chapters in Spain, and they explain whatever activities, whatever are specifically to their program. And then also this applies to local events. We go to local places where GDSCs are joining forces also by themselves, or sometimes an action next to GDG Spain. So I would say, of course, I am not GDSC. I went out of the university many years ago, but I do plenty of work with them.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I'm kind of familiar as well with the program because I've also quite involved in the UK. I've created this thing called GDG Academy, which is pretty much trying to is a mentorship. I mean, program for universities. Students. So we work, for example, with Imperial College, King's College, Manchester. So the universities in here, and it is quite interesting, right? Because at the end of the day, it's interesting to get back in touch with the people that are 20 years old, right? So I'm not 20 anymore. right? You are not 20
I will
anymore.
say I'm not 20.
But
I'm doubling or tripling this.
indeed, right? So I think that that's also quite interesting to really try to literally give back, right? Just what if someone I wish that someone would have done the same to me when I was
Yeah,
20, more than 20 years back.
yeah.
So that's something which is really interesting, and maybe we can maybe offline we can talk about collaboration between the academy to extend the
So
academy
you say
outside the UK.
you say the word mentor, and I think
Hmm.
that's the key word. When I say before that on the Google's open source thing I do with our project, open source project called Liquid Galaxy, what I have is a next to my colleagues, we have some structure. Of, this one I think is 45 mentors in 16 countries. So those are mentors. Those are people that know about the technology and also have this role of wanting to give their knowledge, acquired knowledge, or whatever other situations some mentors do to the students and other people. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Same. I think I was able to gather about 50 between London and, I mean, Glasgow. So, exactly. So, this is very interesting. I also created a little Discord channel so where the people can join Discord, but also it's not easy to get it going, I mean, properly because you really need
Well,
a
life is life
structure.
is life.
Hmm.
Pandemic stopped everything, almost everything. Then life is returning again. Things are I
Yeah,
would say
true.
slow, but it's life. That's life. Things happen.
Things happen. Yeah. Interesting. So you do as a GDG Spain, I would imagine you do more online events or you do
Of
also
course, I
the
mean,
local ones?
that's a simple matter. Spain is
Hmm.
if it's like any other country in the world. Is I would say is big. From one part of the country to the other, you have 1,500 kilometers, so it's impossible to attend all places. I would say that 70% of the actions are under the typical situation that Google gives us. I don't know, a Flutter Connect, Google I/O Extended, DevFest, situation, Chrome, whatever Google gives us as a
Yeah, yeah.
activity to do. We create the same thing for the local chapters and for the GDG chapters. And then sometimes it's not a matter of having a specific area of work that Google gives us the tip, but also because we, under any kind of event, local event, we join forces of different GDGs. And again, if they want to take the umbrella of GDG Spain, they
Yeah.
just take the umbrella and they act also under the GDG Spain communications and the team that we are going there, helping in the streaming, helping on doing conference. We are many GDs there that give talks, public talks. So it's a matter of more complex join. So streaming a lot because the country is large, but then we do different events, bigger events, joining forces in different places of the fight. What we try to do always, I think you will find that interesting, is that we usually avoid to go to the big cities because we think GDG Spain, when GDG Spain acts, is something more important to try to help groups that are, I would say, slow or just created. For example, we have something like 7 new GDG chapters starting now in Spain because our new community manager, Alexis, is doing a very nice work. So we have many new GTG chapters coming in, and then those chapters are the ones that are more interested in do things and are very active. So we will not go, for example, for DevFest this year. We will not to Madrid, not to Barcelona, not to
Mm,
Lleida, not to
mm.
bigger city, but we will find a new chapter that have have the less knowledge about how to do a big event, and they are, I would say, less in the team or a few persons, and then we will go there, we will help them, and we will create something new in a place that there are not too much activity.
Interesting. So you are literally focusing your help, focusing your everything pretty much to help the newer chapters, the one that they don't have that many attendees. Then they need to this kind of push, right? This
In
this
the in
little bit
the
of a help to
in the present face-to-face
grow.
events, yes. In the whole other things that we do, no. We have. Let me also tell you, we have something like, I don't know at this moment because it's crazy, but we have something like maybe 10 different streamings programs. I mean, we don't make one streaming. We have something like a specific programs for different tasks. For example, as I said, we have GDSC streamings. We have just 1 hour ago we finished our Google hardware stream that in this program, so several of colleagues that are experts on the hardware side, we talk about hardware and of course next to software, but for the hardware. Then we have some others like the GD show. This is for GDs, and they have like 10 different programs doing programs specifically for one area. And of course, then you cross mix and talk about anything if needed. But we have some verticals in the contents.
Okay, that's really
A lot of
good,
work.
quite interesting. Yeah, no, I'm trying to make wow, that's really
I
an
mean,
enterprise.
remember the 1200.
Exactly, 1200. My God, like what? I mean, very stupid question. Can you remember the best one out of these 1200? There was maybe one that was really cool, or you had fun, or just something special about it.
Okay, so let me explain you and publicly one question. So I would say when we develop the activities here locally in Lleida, the town that is just there, here is the Lleida Cathedral. Um,
Beautiful, by the way.
yeah, uh, we do something like we are not 100 focused, I would say, like other groups in developers. In developers, when I meet persons that are already, whatever, like you, engineering manager at a big company, persons that are on their careers advanced in their career, but people that is starting. So we have plenty of activities next to schools
Yep.
and the universities, plenty of. I would say most of them are devoted to that kind of training and dissemination activities that not on the side of training new people, but not on the side of training people that already is on the one wagon. I mean, this is not always. Last month, for example, we have Kubernetes event, and of course, if you're not on the Kubernetes thing, it's a very specific track that
Mm.
only for DevOps. We do very specific things, but I would say most of the activities we do in the local is for students, university, or other professional schools and others. So uh, answering your question, so we have done very, very nice events when we have larger, because it is a small city, but everyone knows. And then I would say as GDG, we have access to many, many different places to do our events at zero cost. I'm saying I was the same, Stefano. I will never pay for a venue, never, never, because I think that all GDGs in whatever place on the world they are can have the power to have a very nice venue for zero. I don't understand, but this is it's not a criticism, it's an
Hmm.
opinion. I don't understand these people that hires a very nice hotel and they pay thousands of euros to have a nice room and also more thousands of euros for paying a catering. I respect, but I am not on this way. So I have access to many, many very big rooms with when I can fit easily 400 people, 500 people. Then, as most of the events we do locally are related to training young people. So I'm remembering, for example, DevFest we did. I'm not sure it was last year that we put on the same very large venue. We put something like 400 students from they come from 5 different large high schools, and then on the same room we put something like 30 very old women. I mean, very old women, grandmothers.
Hmm.
And then we do an event very curious, is talking about technologies, in the sense that the speaker has the GDS or other leads that come or speakers that attended the event have to speak both for people that is young
Very interesting.
and also for people
Yeah.
that is very old. And then after this, we make some kind of joint event that they have to interact in tables with, imagine in a table there were
Yeah.
something like 12 students and then two grandmothers, and they have to interchange about their view of the technology now and before, and also about their life in general. It was a very, very curious event. We will next always to the Woman Tastemaker lead chapter in Lleida. We always try to be diverse in our events. And this was very, very curious. Lots of people, both the grandmothers coming, were impressed. They didn't expect that. The young people also have a very nice experience. The teachers that attended the event, a lot of teachers were so amazed. This was a very nice one.
That's fascinating. Actually, I was thinking when you were talking, is like, okay, this maybe gave me the inspiration to do maybe something similar. Well, we'll see. But it's a
This
very
is the
interesting
point. Right?
formula. Very
Yeah.
interesting formula, actually. So the speakers needed to, you know, prep a talk aimed towards very young audience, but also not that young. Let's put it that way, right? So
I
try
would
to
say
balance
very
things
old.
out. Very old, right?
Yeah, we have a woman that was 85. So we
Whoa!
have all women. I
Wow!
mean, grandmothers,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
grand
yeah.
grandmother.
Okay,
So very old. They were also 60 years old, but most of them were 70s or 80s.
70 plus.
So yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay, so wow, that's very interesting,
And
right?
all of this is public. All of these are on the 1200. I mean, you can look forever if you want. I can send you the link.
Hmm.
So this is the hard question I was telling you about the learning curve. Imagine that you have in a room 400 persons that they don't know each one, that there are kids from, I would
Mm.
say, 14 years old to grandmothers 18 years old. And then we do a live streaming of this and not simply put in a camera and just transmit it. No, sound, many cameras, edition, real time, streaming, internet, crazy.
Wow, interesting. So you've got also a multi-camera system. So you would
Always.
okay,
The only
interesting.
thing I don't do multi-camera is when I am home. I'm
Okay,
multi-camera because I have my webcam. I'm not on a Logitech video. It's only 4K, but I have usually the reflex. But I have the reflex just on my table now. And yes, but when we do events, all events are multi-camera. Yes, multi-camera. And the problem of the sound. The camera is not the video is never the problem. The problem is
yeah,
always the sound.
interesting. How do you solve that problem?
Well, if you want, we can start talking about technology. So we have tried many. I would say at least I can count 6 different situations, 7 different technologies. We started, of course, with the very first streaming we do under the GDG Spain umbrella was in my terrace, just 1 meter outside my window, and we use this time when Google started the Hangouts on Air thing, that you start. Maybe you don't remember that technology. I don't remember you were there.
The Hangout, yeah.
Hangouts on Air. On Air
On
meaning
air.
that you can press a button and then suddenly you are connected to YouTube and you are doing a live streaming. But they
Okay.
suddenly they cut this functionality. They get rid of this. So we have to change, and it was more complicated.
Okay.
So I will say uptime. Wirecast. I don't know if you know this kind of technologies. Wirecast is one of the most known systems to do live streamings. It's a software-based thing. Of course, when I am home on a very large, I'm not going to show you the screen, but I have 7 screens in front of me. This is like a TV. Seven. Whoop,
Wow.
I remove
7.
it.
You are I mean,
Yeah,
trader.
take a look. The camera is something like a trader, but this is just for
Uh-huh.
the streamings. And then at home is OBS now.
Mm.
I have tried also BMix. BMix is also very non-popular. And when we are outside, I mean, when we go to places to do events, it's not the same that bringing your own hard code PC with webcams. This is not workable.
No.
So we have uh, broadcast-based, what is called Atem Mini Pro. This is from a company Blackmagic that has a specific gear for do broadcast live events. Atem Mini is the name. We also have another one from Roland that is called Aerocaster. Um, we have the most used now is one that is called Mevo Multicam, that is from Logitech, that you have an iPad or a large Android tablet, and then you can enter different cameras by Wi-Fi. This is the simpler way, but sometimes
Ah, okay.
using Wi-Fi is very complicated because you never know what's going to happen.
Mm.
And the point is that if you take a look at the videos, whatever videos I do outside this one, at my home, I will say all of them are multi-camera, minimum 2, 3, 4 cameras. With the
Okay. Wow.
complexity this has.
I'm thinking, right? Different cameras, different, audio sorts, and you need to
So you,
put
you you
everything.
work at the Times. I'm pretty sure that Times had plenty of rooms with many cameras and plus.
Yeah, but I don't work
Yeah,
there
yeah,
in
yeah,
in
yeah. I
those
know, I know.
rooms,
You do another stuff, but you have seen this,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
know that
yeah.
they have plenty of cameras, people with the headsets, and people doing the mixing, the audio, the video. So I would say we have a slow, short version of this, but we bring that to many events, and this is, as I said, Stefano, is something like I do that for fun, but I also do it because I like to learn, to always continue learning, and also because I share this knowledge to other groups. Many other groups have started streaming, and I go there. I explain how to do that, or I bring my own bag, not a small one, a big one with all the cameras, and I build the system there, and I make the streaming of the place. Yeah.
Exactly. That was my next question, actually. So when you go to these events, like how big is your gear? How big is your
So
luggage?
with the latest thing I'm using is the Memo Multicam. I will say that it fits in a big size bag. I will say something like a rolling bag in a 1 meter and a half. Those bigger like sports
Mm,
uh, bags. Um because you have to bring 3 cameras, you have to bring the iPad, and then you have to bring routers, cables, many other stuff. But on a big, so you can bring on the train your backpack or your
yeah.
bag next to another bag. So I bring
But
those to many
but
places.
when you fly, can you bring this in
Sure, of
the
course, I have
yeah.
to put the baggage on the plane. Yeah, no, on the plane. I mean, not on the on. I mean, embark, not in the seated.
Ah, okay. So I
Check
mean,
it, baggage, check it,
yeah,
check
yeah,
it.
yeah, holding luggage. So I mean, better to put some,
No, no,
protection there,
no,
right?
no, because no, I have it protected, but I
Mm.
mean, it weighs a lot. It's a lot of kilos. You have
Uh,
to check it and pay for the baggage.
wow.
But I would
Okay.
say that most of
Okay.
the trips I do are in Spain. So Spain will have a very good, very very good train,
Mm.
fast train connections. So I would say that usually in Spain I will not take a plane to go anywhere because we can cross the peninsula in 3 hours, and that's less that it costs to go
That
to the
fast.
yeah
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No.
crossing the whole
That's
country in 3 hours.
impressive.
And then you are seated, you don't have any
Yeah.
stress,
Of
you can
course.
still be working,
Yeah.
listening,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever, seeing a movie and work or whatever, and then you arrive. So I will when in Spain I will never bring the I will bring my stuff in the train.
Okay, which is much more
And
convenient.
sometimes I just put it on a shipper, whatever, DHL, Federal Express, or whatever. And I send to the place also with a nice insurance because those
Yeah.
equipment is very expensive.
It is exactly that. My next question was, okay, how expensive all these gear combined?
A
Cameras,
system,
feature.
a system, it's always around many thousand euros.
Yeah, right. It's a several thousand.
I
I
mean,
know.
it can be easily around six to ten
Mm,
thousand euros. It depends on the system. Yeah,
wow.
and
And
this is not broadcast TV. This is, I will say, amateur thing.
yeah, yeah, amateur, kind of stuff. Of course, you don't need to know
But
to
you at
go
this time can
to.
do totally professional thing with this amateur stuff. So,
No, I know the quality is incredible, right?
I mean, for example, you at this moment you are using your a regular reflex camera. Your video quality. What are you using? It's a
The no,
webcam.
it's not. It's no. It's a webcam. It's
It's a
the
webcam. So your webcam is
Insta
fantastic. What? The
Insta
Insta. The
360.
Insta, the same that you use for recording the things outside. No,
No, no,
is that
no.
one?
It's different one.
But
It's
but
called this. Yeah,
but it's a Insta
it's
4K.
decent one.
It's a
Yeah,
Insta
yeah, yeah,
4K.
yeah, yeah.
So here I have also a Logitech Brio, but usually I will bring my
Ah,
my
okay.
no lens
Yeah.
reflex. And I have this just because I ended streaming yesterday, and I still haven't put the system on my desk. But yes, at least you are going to, I will say, from minimum 4, 5 till 10,000 euros. Lots of money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lots of money that you've been, gathering throughout the
investing with
years.
the time. Yeah.
Yeah, investing with the time. Is this you the only one in the old GDG Spain who has all this gear, or there are other
No,
people? No,
no,
there are others there.
no. There are no more people. There are people that do some streamings, maybe something like yours that with StreamYard. StreamYard has no need for technology to
No,
just
yeah, it's
have the
super
mic
easy.
and just as it's web based. It's
Yeah.
fantastic, but you can do what you can do, and usually our streamings are, I would say, a little bit more complicated.
No, 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 of course.
And then there are people not too much doing streamings. Maybe a couple of GDSC groups do streamings regularly. They use StreamYard usually. Not too much. I mean, not too much. Doing video is hard.
It's hard.
It's
Yeah.
hard, and doing it regularly, it's
And
harder.
I mean
And doing it
properly.
12,000 times is even
Yeah.
harder.
It's like regularly and I mean properly. That's
Yeah,
both
yeah,
things
yeah,
are quite.
yeah. The learning curve is hard, and also you think that as I say, when you're in a system that you control, like your home office or whatever, or in your office, I've helped many other colleagues that building their office on system for streaming. This is easy if you are in a place, but when you have to move this, then you reach places that, for example, you ask for an Ethernet cable with DHCP, you arrive to the place and they have, no, this is the Wi-Fi, you can use the Wi-Fi. And I say Ethernet with DHCP,
Yeah.
not Wi-Fi. They say it's the same. No, I say it's not the
Hmm.
same. This happens all day long.
Yeah. Hello, Shiraz. Hello, hello.
I
Yeah, I know. There are, so you need to bring your cable, the backup cable, everything, right? You need
Oh,
to
it's not a
consider
matter
everything.
of only the backup cable. It's a good point to have everything backup. It's a matter of the people understand that if you want to be live, you need a good internet connection in cable.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, of course.
It's a simple. And also
Mhm.
that you need access to the internet because you go to university and then they say, okay, here you have your Ethernet connector, just plug in, and then you plug in and there is nothing. Why? Because they don't have access to that plug, because there is a big security
Yeah.
agency inside the university that says, no one is going to access, or they make they have to make a VPN or VLAN to this connector. So it's not easy.
So you
Never.
you you need to be very clear from the get go. Hey,
No,
I'm
but you
going
are
to
very clear, and being very clear, people don't understand or don't
don't
know what to
understand.
understand. It depends on the level of technicity, of course, the people has.
So you should be really good at troubleshooting, because for sure something
All
will
along.
is going to go wrong, right?
Let me
So
tell you an example.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm recording those days in my laboratories. Maybe later you can go on this. We can go on this.
Hmm.
I'm recording with next something like 5 or 6 students. I'm recording a video regarding to that technology I use with Google Geo. We built one system, and usually we build the system in half an hour, and in half an hour we can record anything. It's been 2 days. 2 days. When I say 2 days, 2 mornings for them, something like 8 hours. Problems after problems after
Mm.
problems, and we are still 2 days, and they have
I
recorded
haven't fixed that. Yeah, okay.
nothing. Usually it's half an hour. So it's now we are 8 hours on the agenda. Crazy. You never know what's gonna happen. It's funny.
Wow. Did you manage to fix it, or?
No, but the problem is that they are learning. So I
I
allow them
see.
to just to crunch their
Okay.
head about the well.
Fair
Afterwards, though,
enough. Yeah, of course. Which is the best way to actually learn things, right?
is the place.
Is the place. So you mentioned
The
the
wall. The wall is
laboratory.
the place where you have to put your
Yeah, exactly. Smash your head. You mentioned the laboratory.
slow,
Yeah.
slow in a swift way. I mean, don't
No, of
go
course.
harder.
Don't go hard on the wall. You mentioned the laboratory, right? Is where you work. Is where you spend your
Well, this
time.
is my, I would say, work. Actually, I can say it publicly. I am a freelance. I mean,
Hmm.
I do work for different companies, but I would say most of my time I work in a scientific park here in Lleida, the scientific park of Lleida. And since many years ago, I run a laboratories that we do different technology projects. And of course, like we have this, I would say, large and deep connection with Google. We use plenty of their technology, but we do use other technologies,
Yeah.
other companies' technologies. And then we have plenty of students going to the laboratories. In every year, we will have something like 100 students from
Mm.
different kind of schools, universities, not only from Lleida, but coming from around the country, and also from outside the country. We have students coming from Poland, Turkey, Brazil, whatever, Canada. And then we do I will say, their end of career projects, or whatever, many different projects they run with different technologies. Most of them code related. We all day
Okay.
long doing code.
Ah, okay. Interesting. What's your favorite coding language?
Um, I can make a joke here.
Hmm.
Stefano, at this time, I don't code at all. I read hundreds of lines of code. It not thousands every day, but I don't code because I'm an old person now. I'm not an old guy, so I leave this programming to the others. I know the technologies, I know the programming languages, most of them, but I don't code. So Most of the time we will be doing projects for the this community I told you, the Liquid Galaxy stuff that is based on against a Google Earth. So most of the time we are working, I would say, in a common environment based on a cluster of Linux machines, running Ubuntu's, running
Mm.
all the typical DevOps stuff. And then on top of this, we program applications on tablet applications, or all our interfaces are based on tablets. And I will say 90% of now we are Flutter focused,
Okay.
Flutter all day long. Some Kotlin, of course,
Mm.
zero Swift. We don't work with Apple products. We are only Google stuff. And we were, of course, on the scripting languages for years, but at this point we have left behind Pythons and you name it, whatever. We do things in C, C++, whatever, many other, Perl, PHP, whatever you want to name. But at this moment, we are tight in developing our software only using Flutter, Android, Kotlin,
Yeah.
and all the codes running on a. The focus is running the applications on a 10-inch tablet. So
Okay.
this
Interesting.
this
Mm.
reduces your thing, but you work against a cluster of Linux computers, something like whatever CPD you have in whatever place that you have plenty of Linux computers with Dockers or Kubernetes or whatever running different instances of applications. It's the same here, but I would say the front end and the most of the logic is on a tablet.
Okay. I mean, actually, that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense,
It's
right?
our it's our
Nowadays.
thing.
Yeah, 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 exactly. So we getting back to the main thing. So we met. I think we met like a year ago or something. But the last time that we saw each other was in Singapore. It was like the DCOC, Developer Creators Online Communities. That was the name of the conference.
You
How
remember the thing about naming in Google?
about naming? Yeah, no, naming is quite
Peacock,
complex.
peacock.
So how did you find the conference? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it there?
Um, to be true, I didn't expect it what I find.
Hmm.
I was a little bit more skeptical, but I enjoy it a lot in the sense that you and me pursue it. It's been, I mean, I know plenty of people because there were lots of people coming from this region, and I know
Asia.
people
Yeah.
from Asia. I know people from Asia from the many days, but they don't know too much. So we have the opportunity to meet other persons, know their whatever what they are doing, the way of living, their way of eating, and
Yeah.
so on. And also, I would say, I didn't expect the contents we are gonna have. It didn't match exactly what I was thinking it was gonna be.
Hmm.
I mean, if you follow the name of the event, at least I thought we are gonna be trained on this kind of technologies, and it was almost zero. But the things they finally put in the agenda are like, I would say, most of them. And I was pretty convinced. The only thing, of course, is like yours. I don't know you, but it was something like 16 hours non-stop trip from Barcelona to Singapore.
Oh
So
my
it's a crazy.
god. Yeah, it was insane.
It's
Yes.
a crazy because I get the non-stop one because I don't
Yeah,
like to
same.
stop in
Same,
any
same.
place. So it was I
14
managed
hours, London.
from you and me. It depends on the plane. So on. I think mine was almost 16 hours trip.
Jesus. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it was something, right? It was
Yeah,
intense.
and let me remember because I have to change the trip a couple of times for problems with the Google platform. And I say it was direct, and I am lying you. The final one, stop it in your country. I stop it in Milano,
Ah,
but
okay.
stop it in the way of just stopping. They charge whatever the plane, people, and oil and fuel, and then we
Okay,
didn't
we
have
go.
to change planes.
Okay, better. Okay.
So, but it was 16 hours trip in the same seat.
16 hours is a lot. It's really, a
I
lot.
I did I did other longer than this one, but anyway, it's crazy to go across the world to do that thing. This is the thing we do, GDGs and so on. We are crazy.
Yeah, but that's something that I personally quite like. For example, this is also a good opportunity to just go and visit an amazing city like Singapore. That
I never went there. I've been in
yeah,
many
same.
places in Asia, but I didn't went to Singapore, and of course, I like it a lot. But the city, the food, the people, the I mean the architecture, plenty of things.
The city was very interesting, and
Yeah,
also
yeah,
the view from the Google office was pretty cool. From the
yeah,
top floor was impressive.
yeah.
I have to say. So yeah, I quite like that.
It was
I
all day
really like.
raining. The day we stay here having dinner, it was very cloudy. But
Yeah, exactly. The weather was, hit or miss.
yeah,
It is
it's
what it is.
normal. They are
It's normal.
in a
Was
place that
very humid. The
humid,
humidity level was,
humid.
oh my
Yeah,
god,
yeah,
a little bit too extreme. I like a little bit less the humidity level, me
yeah.
personally, but it is what it is. And next is gonna be Berlin in less than a month now, pretty much. Berlin is coming.
Beer
Uh,
is coming.
beer is coming. Okay, beer because of course, I mean
I
Berlin.
mean, you have to go to the beer gardens and have some chucrut or food or meat or whatever they potatoes, some of them.
Yeah, potato. Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Hopefully, it's going to be as fun as last year in Amsterdam. I mean, Amsterdam also was, a
I
lot
think
of
it's gonna.
fun with the space
I
outside.
think as long as I think it's gonna be a little bit different. I
Mm,
believe, but I'm not sure. You never know what's gonna happen. They have this on type light lips. I think this is gonna be less because it's gonna be one day only.
mm.
Last year was a bit longer, so I think they are gonna have less contents, general content. I think it's gonna be more getting together. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I like
That's
that.
what I think. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I
I,
know
I
I'm
think
gonna have lots of beer with friends,
oh,
with
that's for sure.
you, with my Spanish friends, with
Yeah,
other
yeah,
friends
yeah.
coming from the area. This is 100% sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is why we are going there pretty much to see old friends, to meet new friends, right? That's
Yeah.
pretty much the spirit. Let me ask you this: since you've been in this, world since quite a long time, which was the conference, even back in the days, that you really enjoy the most
So I would say
attending?
from the people that's been as long as me in the community, I started to go to Google I/O in 2012. It's now 12 years. So
Yeah.
it was crazy because the people that started to go to I/O as early, um, we have a different experience. When we did the I/O in Mountain View, California, and it's in the office of Google, or also in the Moscone Center in middle of San Francisco, we were
Mm.
something like 6,700, 7,000 people. It was a very bigger event. And Google has changed with the time in the sense that, okay, so I'm gonna tell you, in the very first years, Google give us not swag, but we bring lot of stuff in our bags back
Mm.
home. Lots. When I say lots, I mean lots. There was a year we bring something like two different laptops, smartphones.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So maybe one year we bring something like five things that cost $3,000 or $4,000. So
Okay.
Google
Very
stepped
good.
it down in this thing, and the latest ones
Uh,
we did in Mountain View, it was something like a Google Assistant, $50 thing.
the Google Home. Yeah.
Yeah, they were home. But this is not the point. Of course, if you go there for swag, this is not the question. But also, as I said, the things are starting to be very big, and they have become smaller because, okay, streaming is king. More people will have the opportunity to see if you have a good streaming and you make a good recording of the whatever event. Of course, you have to still to bring people together, but the events are smaller. This has changed, but you told me what was the most curious. And I will say 90% of the people you asked this question that was
Mm.
on the events at the very beginning, the 2012 year was the most spectacular moment that Google has had. This was the year that Google presented the Google Glass. Okay.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
And
Yes.
it was not a simple presentation. This was the crazy moment where one of the co-founders uh, launched from a zeppelin in the sky of San Francisco. Have you seen this?
No.
No. Okay, it was crazy. So Sergey, not Larry, because Larry don't like that kind of activities. Sergey Brin was in a zeppelin flying over San Francisco, and then suddenly he connected to the main connection in the hall, in the room where we were something like 7,000 people seated. And he said, "Hey, hello, Naruge," and he was wearing the Google Glass. I have the Google Glass here, and he was wearing the Google Glass, and suddenly he and a couple of three or more five persons they jump from the zeppelin to the top of the roof of the building we were. They jump with a
Parachute.
parachutes, the one that you are
Mission Impossible, pretty much like Tom Cruise style.
totally. They jump from the zeppelin. They make the video live streaming with the Google Glass just going down. Then in the roof of the building, they get a bike and they enter the 7,000 people room with the bikes, and every of us were crashing their hearts.
That was insane. I know. I didn't
Yeah,
know about that.
yeah. It was. I would say no one year they have done something like this absolutely crazy thing in Google style. This was
That
the
was
top
nuts.
of the insane things they do. Google I/O.
Did you mention that? Do you have right now the Google glasses over there? At home.
Yeah, yeah, I have Google Glass. I was the very first person presenting Google Glass in Europe and doing many projects for companies like yours. I do many things
Okay.
for newspapers and for many other companies. I'm
Ah,
talking
cool, cool.
about many years ago. Google
Yeah.
Glass
Okay.
were presenting on 2012. On
Mm.
2013, they were available. And then we started to do projects in 2013. That's been 11 years on the past. So,
Yeah, but that is they did not take off, right? Because there was. I mean, it was super buzz at the time, but now it's a little bit
Google
quiet.
Glass no longer exist,
No. Yeah.
but not from much time ago. Eh? Maybe it's
Mm,
only 2 years only. They have stayed for years, but people don't know about this because
exactly.
they started to do the Google Glass thing, thinking on a consumer product. But you cannot set usually easily a consumer product in the $1,500 range. It's hard, and they never went down in the price. So Google Glass were
That's
always
why.
1,450 euros. 14, okay, 1450, 100 euros, and
Hmm.
never gone down. But if you were a professional, like I was doing programs, I mean, I was doing for real applications, you can get those a 50%, 50, not bad. You get this for
Well,
700
yes.
for
Well, not
700
bad.
euros.
Okay.
But this was something like not the retail price, but the company the enterprise price, just because you have to give a discount to the final user, and when I say user, I mean companies, enterprises. But they never went down in the pro, so in the price. So Google Glass never reached.
No, a big audience.
It
Not that
reaches
one.
the top of the technology hype. Google
Mm,
Glass was in the 2 years was the top thing, and after this they take it to a niche. They only do company things. They only do enterprise, but they do zero impressions on this. They don't talk about too much. But till 2 years ago, there was a team in California working with Google Glass.
okay, I
They
didn't know
changed the
that.
technology. They went to another kind of processors, Intel-based processors. They changed. They put Android on top. They do many things, but they were silent. They only
Interesting.
have I would say a very short dealer network that went direct to enterprises, not to consumer. Very silent.
Interesting. Do you think that is going to come back at some point? Something similar. We've got a
Okay,
Vision Pro now. Everything is there. The hype is.
I would say there are many companies now doing exactly the same thing, but not in the sense of having a prism, a futuristic prism
Mm,
inside in front of your eye, but having the glasses.
yep.
But this is exactly I would say the same technology. I mean, it's overposing some kind of projection on your eye, and this we have many glasses now from Meta, from
Yeah, Meta.
Amazon,
Mm.
from whatever. And I'm saying about uh, regular glasses, not
Yeah, yeah. Ray-Ban. Let's
Ray-Ban
say
one
Meta
and
have
so on.
the
Yeah, yeah. Not the virtual
the
reality or augmented reality, but regular glasses. And I will say it's almost the same. It's not having only a prism. The prism thing was very futuristic, but the technology I would say is almost the same. The thing is the usability. You get information from your surrounding, from yourself, from the internet, and then you interact with it on front of your eyes. You are a person that is near the user interface. I think because your business finally is, we read your news. I
Yeah.
read your news every day for you to know.
Oh,
Receive
nice
three
one.
times every day, so I'm a user of your thing. Then usability and user interface is very important. So it's almost the same to bring it to this. The only
Yeah.
difference is that you have, I would say, a little bit bigger interface, not as short as this one, but at this one. But this is only 4 times bigger, not too much. So it's the same, I would say, paradigm.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, I think we're going to see many more of
There are
these.
plenty of those classes that are
Yeah,
saying no, because also there's another very important question: is the price point? You can get those for $300.
that's
You
it.
don't have to spend 1500.
Yeah,
So $300 are something you think, okay.
I
And
mean,
also
why not? Yeah,
in this moment, for example, Meta is going to launch those glasses with their Llama 2
ah, okay.
inside next to your brain. So the newest cases with the AI are going to be interesting. So I think we are going to see more and more glasses
Yeah,
like these ones. Basically, it's the same paradigm as was Google Glass with another different interface. In that case, the projection system is slightly different, but it's based on the same user interface paradigm.
brilliant. Okay, yeah, I'm on the same page. We're going to see definitely more of those. Yeah, very soon. My friend, it's been an hour. Time flies. Was like a breeze.
Mhm.
So thank you for being here,
Thank
having
you.
this little chat with me. I really appreciate that. I've learned a lot, which is great. This is why
Thank you very much.
I do this. And
Thank you.
yeah, we'll be seeing each other in less than a month in IO
Hopefully,
Berlin. Yeah,
sharing a beer. Beer.
having a beer exactly.
No.
So
We will meet first on the dinner. Oh no, it will be maybe sharing a beer because we are gonna meet the day before on the
yeah,
dinner,
yeah. There is a
dinner.
little
So
dinner the day before.
maybe
Yes,
we find we find again we meet again with a beer on hand. So
absolutely. We should.
thank you, Stefano, for inviting me. And all I would say the little power of GDG Spain and of different communities in Spain, and I've always looking for interacting with other communities. We
Yeah,
have done in the past. I would say mostly with the South American parties because they share our language
the
also.
language.
Right?
Okay.
But we don't care. We have initiatives with many other countries, and at some point we can share, we can do things together. So it will be a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank you for inviting me, and we are here.
absolutely. I appreciate that. And yeah, let's do something soon. Cheers. Thank
Yes.
you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.